Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models and welcome to the final episode of our advanced inbox review of this lovely kit here, the Spitfire Mark 1. This is a limited edition by Eduard in 1/48 scale. I'm pretty sure they will release this kit a lot over the years, so don't worry about this being limited edition. You're still going to be able to get the plastic and stuff. It's just the little bits that we get in here. But as you've already seen, we did in episode 2, we did a quick sort of any sort of problems, and it was only one episode long, so not much in the regards of problems with this fit or anything. The biggest problem, which we already discussed in episode 2, as you already know, is the wheel well walls slightly protruding a little bit too high, which makes the top wing section come up a little bit and leaves a little step in this join. As I already shown you that it was probably better that you sanded them down. I did make the mistake of trying to press them down, which ended up kind of cracking the plastic, but no big deal. At least you guys know how to tackle it now, and it doesn't matter if this one's got that little bit of a crack just there. You might be able to see it because this is like a nice little sample piece. But now that it's all together, we can have a proper good look. So looking at this, we can actually see the surface detail probably more in all its glory now, and hopefully you can see the surface detail really does look smashing. It is really going to sort of give us that really sublime, really nice next generation surface detail. As you can also see, I have put down some sample decals so as we can check the decals out in the kit. Hopefully, as you can see, if I rotate it in the light, the decals have gone down well. We have got all these recessed panel lines. You can see it's sunk in there nicely. Even the tiny little rivets, we're actually seeing that they've sunk down in there as well. So the decals in the end have turned out well. My experience putting them down was that micro solid set, they did work, shall we say, okay. It wasn't like 100%. These worked absolutely brilliantly. You may want to go down the route of the good old, what is it, the Mr. Mark softener and setter in some cases, but you don't really need to. You just may feel like you might need to in some cases, but micro solid set did work okay. So the decals are really good. Just a little bit maybe of Mr. Mark softener and setter. As you can see, the clear canopies are looking rather well. Not seeing any nasty gappage going on around our canopy area, so those have gone down rather well. A few sort of notes: the join lines on this, hopefully, as you can see, I mean, you can see it goes a little bit shiny when you put the glue down, but this is bare plastic. Just try and keep that in mind. There is these tiny little holes, right, that you may just see there. That was just the way we sort of got them off the plastic. Sometimes when it comes to the sprues and how they join to the actual pieces, is sometimes they join on the surface detail, sometimes they join on the join itself. This is one of these where it's actually the sprues have actually gone onto the join itself. So as you're sort of sanding and scraping them down and chopping them down, you've only got to sort of a little bit, just a little sort of micro millimeter, just kind of cut them down a bit, and because you do it both sides, you can end up with these little tiny gaps that you can just see there, which, do you know what, it's no big deal. A tiny bit of filler in there, and sand that over, because we've got to sand over this anyway to remove our join lines and do a little bit of scribing. But apart from that, the joins do look like they're quite nice and solid and all there. I'm not feeling any nasty steps or anything like that. Looking at it some more, the ailerons here and stuff, they are in the sort of the kind of nice flat position, as you can see. I did have a little play around with it, and if you did want to sort of have them up or down or something along those lines, it didn't seem to want to go right, you may have to do a little bit of filling, sanding or something, you know, maybe a bit of a play around, lots of test fitting before you glue it in place to get them to go down. But they do go rather nicely and fit rather nicely when they're nice and straight. The propeller, this engine cowl bit just here, you might be able to see I have done a little bit of sanding there just so as our propeller actually fits nice and sort of flat with it, because it was sort of bulging out a bit and giving a bit of step, this engine cowl, but that wasn't such a big deal. But in the end, you know what, it is looking rather good. I have already showed you the cockpit when it was out, but you know, you can nicely see into that cockpit, so getting that looking good is probably one thing you want to be going for. But all in all, you know what, it has turned into a really nice kit. I mean, because Eduard did the Spitfire Mark 9 and that was absolutely fantastic. Can't, you know, say, you know, absolutely fantastic build. I was sort of hoping for that level, but it's still a damn good kit. I'm not sort of knocking it, it's really up there, but the Spitfire Mark 9 was really damn good, and this one's just coming below it in like fit issues and stuff, but it's still up there, really good. It's just not quite there at the Mark 9, which is a shame to see them sort of come down a little bit. And I'm really sort of not sort of knocking it at all. It really is like a damn good kit. It's just, you know, I was expecting Mark 9 sort of level. So yeah, all in all, I've got to say, now that we've built it, we've seen the inbox review and everything, it's definitely a one for everyone sort of shelf of all your kits and everything, and want to build. If you're definitely a Spitfire fan, this is definitely one to get. I would actually say, out of all the Spitfires I've built, the Mark 1 version, this has probably got to be the best. I mean, Tamiya did a fantastic one, but the surface detail on this is absolutely lovely, which makes it better than the Tamiya, if you ask me. So it is probably the best Mark 1 to go out there and buy, so definitely recommended if you want to do a Mark 1. Other than that, as always, this is definitely a big thumbs up. I know the kit is around about £57, but you got to remember, it's limited edition. There is 2 kits in there. They're most likely going to bring this out as, you know, buy one single kit. The price will probably come down, and it should be a good value kit in the end when they sort of release them as single kits and stuff. So yeah, big thumbs up here at Genesis Models for Eduard's 148 scale Spitfire Mark 1. But as always, until next time, my name's Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.